Good afternoon to the panel of SAICA's Top 35 under 35 for 2020. My name is Manuel Rodriguez and I'm currently 33 years old. Firstly, I'd like to say that it's quite an honor to be part of an organizational body that has the intangible and the credibility that SAICA does have. I mean, from a corporate or professional body point of view, I mean, we're driving some serious change in the markets and the environments, not only which the body operates, but also all the members of the body operate. So it is an absolute honor to be a part of SAICA. And I mean, a little bit of history about myself. I never intended on being a CA. I always started out my career wanting to be a lawyer. And I had some accounting related subjects as part of my degree. And quite soon my lecturers saw that I had a knack for these things, and they got, well, them as well as the firms somehow convinced me to change over, and I've never regretted that decision. Just the opportunities and the developments that I've gotten from being on this journey with SAICA and the universities that offer the necessary programs. It has been so developmental for my personal growth. And it's an absolute honor to be taking that development and plugging it into our day-to-day work and our immediate environment. So I am a director and a partner at Motswani Capital. I became a partner at the age of 28. And whilst I'm the CFO for the entire Africa, all the operations throughout the African continent, I have specific operational responsibility for our project in Mozambique. So I'm not going to focus too much on the other businesses, but predominantly on the Mozambican one for purposes of this application. So, you know, when we had to select the category of, you know, is it develop, influence, or lead, I battled a little bit, if I must be completely honest, because it's effectively all three. But for purpose of this application, I've decided to go with the concept of influence. In Mozambique, we've incorporated a company called Escolha do Povo, which in English translates to the People's Choice, or EDP for short. And effectively what we've done is we've partnered with the government to put in place a number of projects or strategies to try and cater for some of the major concerns that the country is facing. The two major concerns is obviously the concept of food security. So the country needs to be self-sustainable in terms of feeding its own people. And then the second major concern for the government was the nutritional intake of the natural or the average Mozambican. So the diet was very carbohydrate heavy, and so we've partnered with the government to try and also come up with strategies on how we can implement or at least put in place strategies and processes to try and increase the nutritional intake of the local Mozambican in such a way that is affordable to the average Mozambican. So Escolha do Povo, or EDP, is a company that has been put in place to address that particular concern. We started in 2015, and it was a completely brownfields project. So please, in my application there is a little video link. If you have the time, please go and have a look. It'll be 5 minutes, but it'll give you a better understanding of the infrastructure that we've put in place in rural Mozambique to accommodate for this, to achieve these particular objectives. But effectively what we've done is we've scaled up 75,000 small-scale farmers to grow maize and soybeans for us. And we've got a feed plant as well as a maize meal plant. So the feed, we produce a chicken feed, and the maize meal, we then produce a low-cost, affordable maize meal, but now fortified with vitamin A, zinc, vitamin B12, and a whole range of vitamins, so that would be the staple that a normal Mozambican or the average Mozambican would consume. Now they're consuming that along with a whole range of vitamins that we add to this low-cost fortified product. On the poultry side, we've then also established a commercial hatchery able to produce 120,000 chicks per week. So effectively what we do is we sell the day-old chick along with the chicken feed, and we then skill and we spend the time training the farm on how to grow this particular chicken. Once the chicken is grown, they sell it into the live market. And effectively what it's done, it's created a low-cost protein source within that particular market, in addition to the fact that it's created a business for the small-scale farmer. So not only are we growing our own food in the country now, but we're also making sure that it's more nutritious, it's more cost effective or available to the local Mozambican. And so this particular project has been declared a national priority by the president of Mozambique, and we report to them on a frequent basis. So based on where I spend about 80 or let's say even 75 to 80% of my time is on that particular business, managing that particular business, making sure that the farmers are getting their training, that the finances are reported, that we comply from a tax point of view, just making sure that overall the business runs well. So I know it sounds very much like a CSR, NPO type setup or type of organization. And to a degree, yes, it might be, but it is actually a business. And I've always said it's one of the expressions that I like to use, is that this particular project is effectively the sweet spot where commercial enterprise and social enterprise meet. It has a huge impact, impacting the lives of many farmers directly. And then, of course, there's because these guys are getting incomes from their agricultural products. The education levels have now started increasing because they can afford more, they can afford better healthcare, better mosquito nets. So just the knock-on social consequence of this particular project is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm extremely proud of it. And in all honesty, it's the skills that I've learned through this particular process with Saika that have equipped me with the ability to be able to deliver on this particular project. So like I said, extremely proud of it. And I hope if you do have the time, please go have a look at the link